Hello everybody, taking a look at Truck City today, a fairly interesting management automation game. Sort of a hidden gem, I haven't seen anyone cover this so far. So yeah, we're gonna jump into some missions today, play through a few of these, see what we like. Well, I do know I like it already, otherwise I wouldn't make a video on it. Let's see if you do the same. Link in the description as usual if you're interested in these kind of games. And we're in our first mission. We have a few things to do. Get at least 3 trucks, sell 3 containers of pipes. Top right hand corner we have a tutorial. I don't really need that one. We need to sell pipes, which means that we need some iron ore. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna go iron mine. And we already have one actually, so we don't need that one. We can just go and instantly place down a few of these miners. And then we have output and we have input warehouses. So these are where the guys can actually store things. I'm not allowed to build here? Why not? Right, I can't put an input on a direct output place. That doesn't work. There we go. So we are now producing iron. We can copy this one and actually add some more so we can actually build up a little bit more. And then we can move over and do a iron foundry next. So we'll just search for foundry, go down and build that one. We can place that down here if you want to. That will be pretty good. Just right there. Bring those together and give me some inputs and some production buildings. So it's quite interesting. You have these loading bays, these loading ports, which indicate what sort of factory you're building or what sort of production building you are using. And then you have these generic sort of production buildings, input outputs, as well as later on you get parking for your trucks as well. And yeah, it kind of just works that way. We also need some sort of storage for the output for the iron foundry. That is producing the steel that we need, or iron ingots, I think it is. And next up, we're gonna need our piping factory, and that's gonna go right here. Slap that right in. We can copy whatever we did here to just place down the same on this one. You can see it doesn't matter. It just needs to be connected in some way to the main building. The only thing that doesn't count as connected is the road that leads to it. So you can build these in more or less any order that you want. And it just kind of works. Next up, what we're going to need is some trucks. So top right hand corner here, we have build a truck. It costs 20 bucks. You can see our money in the top right hand corner right here, as well as the amount of trucks we have currently active, how many total number of trucks we have available, as well as the total number that we can buy. So there's a whole science tree available as well in later missions, where we will be able to actually increase the amount of trucks that we have available. So we're gonna add a few trucks here. I'm actually gonna just spend all of my money on this. And they will do just fine. 5 trucks will be arriving to pick up all of these iron. Some of it will go into this guy. We can actually expand this to do more if we had the money for it. But for now, it's gonna be 2 going to the production, and then 3 of them is going to just be sold. So we can sell all kinds of things. In this mission, we only have access to 3 items. So those are the only things that we can sell. But later on we will have significantly more items. And this is kind of it. It's a really cute kind of management automation game. I have found it really satisfying. I've been playing this quite a bit lately. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Eventually you get into these like city planning sort of things, even where you have to consider traffic and things like that. And if we let this running for just a little bit, we should be finishing up our 2 map objectives that we have right here. So we're just waiting right now for the container of pipes. And here we have our last pipe going out. And that's the end of the first mission. Very cool. There's a leaderboard as well. Let me know if you want to see in the comments. Maybe we should try to get on the top 10. I think we can do that. So we just now got a score of 2 days, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Of course, in-game time. That got us to 21. We can probably improve that. But for now, let's continue to the next mission. All right, so this time we have a map objective to build a road out of town and select and sell at least 5 containers of iron ore. Tutorial tells us to use the map itself to get there. We are going to open up the map just like that, and then we will head down in the bottom corner right here where our actual factories. Next up, we're gonna have to build one of our highways. So if we look at the highway or the different roads we have highways, we have two-way streets, one-way streets, as well as a roundabout. And they are exactly what you would expect. You have the two-way street, you have the roundabout, and you have the one-way streets. Nothing fancy there. And then, of course, lastly, we have the highway, which allows us to import and export wares, as well as bring in new trucks. So if we buy a truck now, this truck needs to go somewhere. You may notice that if we look at these right here, they have these yellow and black stripes, which indicates in which direction they are outputting. So we need to rotate these with R, and that will connect the road so the trucks can actually make it in there. Another thing is right here, we also have the coal mine, which does not have a connection as well. So we fix that. Next up, we're gonna have to ensure that the coal mine has a higher priority than, no, not the coal mine, the iron mine has a higher priority than the coal mine. We do that with just clicking this guy, and we have a priority slider right here. We just drag that to high. Another option is to go into the menu of the production right here, the production menu, and we can find the same priority right here, and we can just select high right there. And that will do the same. Next up, we have to sell the iron ore. You can see that we're stacking up a little bit here, so I'm gonna actually buy myself another truck, because we have quite a lot. So any money we have, I'm just gonna pump into the iron mine right there. The map itself is telling us that we can change direction on one-way roads by using the right-click button, which is correct. Not right-click, the R key to change the direction of one-way streets, which has a nice little touch with the white lines, or the white dots turning yellow on the left-hand side of the road every time. Kinda like that. Alright, so that's the controls tutorial done as well, learning us how to actually rotate items. Can we get a leaderboard to show this? There we go. So the fastest ones did it in 12:10. I think we were close to that. Oh yeah, right here. Number 16, 12:13:30. Again, I think you can do this fairly fast. Oh wow, some have done it in 6 minutes. That is crazy. That is crazy. All right. So that's that mission. All right, so loaded into one of the little bit bigger missions this time. So this is where we start to learn about researching. So our objective is to research truck limit level 1. And how we do that is just going up here. We have a massive tech tree. I will say that the tech tree is kind of boring. I wish we could do a little bit more with this. The only interesting part of the tech tree is like this little section right here, with the aerospace part where you're actually unlocking stuff. Everything else is just incremental upgrades. Kinda boring. So yeah, I wish they flushed this part out a little bit more before the game releases. But otherwise, like, there is a lot of things to work towards, so to say. So if you're just here for the optimization part, definitely a possibility. Alright, let's get the truck amount limit unlocked. So we are now selected that for working. We're gonna need a steel foundry, the game tells us. So let's place that down. We'll just plonk that down right there. We're gonna need an engine assembly. Place that right here. We're also going to need a copper foundry. Wow, I can't spell. Copper foundry. There we go. a copper foundry, and just going to produce scrap metal, so we're gonna need a recycling facility or a recycling plant. I'll put that straight across. Next up, we're gonna need automotive engineering, which is where we actually produce the research itself. And then we need the research center, which will be using the research to get all of our details. Very nice. Remember, you need to build production buildings. We will do that. Let's set that up. One for each of them for now. You can, of course, add multiples to produce more. Just like you can add more input and output to be able to store more at the facility. But for now, we don't have endless amount of money, so let's do one at a time and let's get everything going. We're just gonna connect all of this straight onto here and there and here and here and not there. Get rid of that and let's try again. There we go. We have 4 trucks on the way. I just added those. So is everything rotated in the right direction? Yes, it is. Iron ore is being produced, which kind of makes me think that we should have moved that. I think the steel foundry should have been down there instead. We could just copy this and we can actually place that over here instead. Just like that. And then we can get rid of this because we don't need that then. This is gonna need copper. This is gonna need copper. You're gonna need scrap metal, which comes from this guy when he is working. And then these guys are going to do their thing as well. So that's kind of everything that we need to do. I just need to add 1 billion trucks now. So let's get... We can actually change this over to we do 10 at a time. And that will be a little bit faster to get up to 50. We're actually out of money now, so... Alright. Seems good to me. I think we want to try to store a little bit more copper around here. But other than that, this should be the build that we need to actually produce all of this. Could just tell it to stop selling stuff as well, if you wanted to, so we can untag all of these to not sell any of it, and that would keep them from actually exporting it. But I think we can make use out of selling a little bit so we can get some extra storage here. That's probably good. Same thing for all of the factories. I like to have two spots at least, unless they are right next to each other, then maybe you will get away with using one, but otherwise 2 is usually a good spot. There is some nice little things that you can look at as well. So this little lamp here that's now lighting up red, when the factory is working it's blinking green. If it is able to work sometimes but not fully, it will blink yellow as well. So once this guy will start working, because we don't supply him with the 6 per minute, he will eventually start blinking yellow when he's working, meaning that this guy actually needs to produce faster. So we're going to add a few more of these. I'll get him up to 7.2, which means that when this guy is working, he will be able to get enough to continuously work. At least that's the plan. At least that's the plan. These guys are going to need more inputs. So if we're looking at these, they actually need 2 inputs and 2 outputs. So this engine assembly will never work unless we give him exactly that. This guy has what it needs. You need another inbound. So we take this guy, add another one. And how you see that is just on the pop-up. So inbound warehouses, 1 out of 2. So production stopped, missing input container. We just add that one, and the inbound here needs 4 for the research. So we're gonna add a few more of those as soon as we can sell something. All right, now that we have everything working as it should, we can start looking at some distributions here. So if we're looking at the steel foundry, this guy, no, not that guy, the engine assembly needs steel and it needs 2.4 per minute. It's quite far to go though. And this guy is able to produce only 1.5. So we actually need to produce a little bit more here. So let's add another production facility that gives us 3 per minute. That's pretty good. That means that we need iron 4.8. You can be producing 3.0. So one more of you. That'll give us 6 per minute. That is perfectly fine. And you can produce 2.4 per minute. And this guy needs 6 per minute. So we're going to have to add a few more of the iron mines as well. It gets us up to 7. And with that, I'm almost certain that we're going to have to store a little bit more as well. And then same thing for the iron foundry. Probably want some more input once we get the money for that. He needs 6 per minute. So this is a little bit overkill, but that's fine. We can add 3 to those, and we can do the same right here to add a little bit more input for him. And that should be pretty darn good. Maybe some more storage as well for the output. And that should get us going with all of these. So we should see these yellow lamps turn into green ones like we see on the iron mine right here. Hopefully should work out pretty darn well. It's a bit of an unfortunate situation here. I think I'm gonna do this just to allow people to go up this way if they don't need to get to the iron situation over here. So vehicles coming that needs to go up to assist this part of the factory don't have to clog up the traffic over here the way we have clogged up everything else. And we are now producing steel. So these iron foundries are now slowly turning into green ones. I think we need a little bit more storage for these to stay green and healthy, so to say. Hopefully they should be able to turn green here any moment. It looks like by the green bar we're actually low on iron ore. We need 12 per minute. So maybe I need to improve the production a little bit here. It might even be that we need to build 2 of these. I think we probably need another one of these. So I'll just take this and we'll place another one right here. We need 45 bucks for that though. Which means that we can probably delete that, get this, and just build a cheaper version for significantly less money. Once we have sold a little bit more. There we go. That should get us going a little bit further again. All right. And with everything going green, it seems like we are already actually researching. So research is on the way. Automotive industries are being produced. We're not producing at full speed, but everywhere is producing. It's turning yellow every now and then because we're not really keeping up. But yeah, if you were to actually run this for a little while, we can see that from the fact that we have rates available, we should be seeing a constant flow of good production. Let's add some more trucks to this. There we go. So our limit bumped up to 60 instead of 50. And we did that in 6 days. I imagine this is not going to put us on any leaderboard. Yeah, my first attempt was even better, I think. Actually, no, it wasn't. My first attempt was 6 days. Second attempt was 4 days. Not too shabby. 15th in the top playlist. Someone did it in 1 day and 20 minutes. I feel like you are pointlessly cheating at that point. I don't know. Not saying that's how it is, but maybe, just maybe that's what you're doing. Anyways, guys, if you're interested in this game, there will be a link in the description. I would love for you to take a look at it. Of course, the demo is for free, so it doesn't cost you a dime to actually take a look. Something else that's for free is subscribing. clicking the like button and leaving me a comment. What do you think of these kind of games? I actually love automation games. They're so satisfying, and the fact that you get to deal a little bit, it's a little bit SimCity over this as well. It's just really satisfying. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope I'll see you in a future video as well. Until the next time, bye bye everyone. Oh, and yeah, it becomes a lot more complicated eventually as well.